Guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm Kristen, and today we're doing some thrift makeovers. Happiness is a glass of wine box. That is definitely not my style. I also don't drink wine, so we're going to be covering that up with this $3 sign from Dollar General. The box was in good condition, so I really just had to glue this sign right to the front, and that is all I did, and I just ended up adding some greenery to this, and this box was only $1.49. I've been going to different thrift stores lately, and I cannot believe how outrageous the prices are becoming. So I am so excited for garage sale season. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are garage salers. So this next one, obviously this had been from the same person. It's like a wine basket to put your corks in. And my Goodwill, it is priced out differently. So it said $5.29, and it is actually, I think, $2.29 or $2.49. So this was in great condition as well. I just did not want that wine on there. So I just went ahead and used some black chalk paint. And this chalk paint is actually from Dollar General. It's only $3, and it's one of my favorite chalk paints. It works so well, goes on so nice, and it's really inexpensive. So I'm going to go ahead and use this Chalk Couture Silkscreen transfer. I love these. This was part of one of their Club Couture transfers quite a while ago, but they have a ton of new Farmhouse stencils and transfers on their site, so I will link it down below. And right here I am just using the color Bright White, and I use this one often. I usually keep like 3 or 4 jars of this on hand because I do so much Chalk Couture at all times, but my favorite is when I can transform thrifted items and use some of my old transfers. So I use these multiple times. I don't just use them one time, so I really try to justify the price, and I know that eventually down the road, if I did not want this, I could probably sell this and get my money back. So I love this one. I am really excited about doing Farmhouse again. I think I'm going to start doing a lot more thrifting and Farmhouse. I'm also thinking about doing a series down the road. So let me know if that's something you guys want to see. If you guys are into thrifting versus Dollar Tree. I recently went to Dollar Tree again and had to put items back because they were over $1.25, and they did not say on the signs. So anyways, into this one, this was $1.49 for this sign. It says, "Believe you can." And I love picking signs up all the time. I have so many signs and frames, and I never really know what to do with a lot of them. So let me know what you guys have come up with if you have thrifted some frames. I usually just like to make over the middle and the inside, but sometimes you can do different things to them. This transfer came from Michael's a long time ago. I want to say probably 2 years ago, maybe even 3, but they were some of my favorite silkscreen transfers. They were from Folk Art, and they're just amazing. They are really good transfers. This little bucket came from Target a long time ago, but I know they always have these at Dollar Tree. And I want to say they have these at Walmart in the party section as well. And I just glued that to the bottom and added some lamb's ear inside. Shelf I picked up at a local thrift store a long time ago, and it was only $1. So I just wanted to pull off the tag, and then I did want to take the little eye hooks out of the side because we're just going to be covering those with some wood filler. I don't know about you, but if you use wood filler, mine always dries up where I cannot squeeze it out of the actual side. So I always have to cut a piece and get the wood filler through there. I am just using some white chalk paint to paint this entire shelf. I think this one turned out really cute actually. I wasn't sure because the inside is kind of plastic, but once I painted and it was all done, it looked so much better than I could have imagined. This did take 3 coats of chalk paint. Normally I would take this outside to sand down a little bit just to make it a little bit easier when it comes to painting, but it has been cold here, and it is my kids' spring break, and the first day of spring break it actually snowed. So that is kind of where we're at right now with our weather. I'm hoping in the next couple weeks it warms up. I'm from Michigan, if you did not know, and Michigan has that way of you are wearing a t-shirt with some capris outside, or the next day you're bundled up in like a hat and glove and winter coat and boots. So it's really, it doesn't matter. You think the week's going to be beautiful. If you lived here forever, you know that it doesn't work that way around here. So then the last thing I did was just kind of distress it with some sandpaper. I just grabbed this big pack of sandpaper from Dollar Tree, and it works just as good as anything else. And I just kind of wad it up, and I just wanted to distress it a lot. It has been forever since I've distressed anything, and I loved it. Like, I loved every second of it. I'm adding another chalk couture transfer. This says Home, the story of who we are in a collection of something. I don't have these all memorized, of all the things we love. I think it's something like that. I'm using this, I want to say this is Egg Blue chalk paste. That took me a second to figure that one out. If you want to know in the comments, I'll let it know, but I picked it up last year, I think. And I have everything chalk couture, so I can't remember everything. But if you do want to know, in the description box below, I will leave it. And if you don't have chalk couture, or chalk couture is honestly not your thing, you could do whatever you choose. I still love rub-on transfers. I need to find some like good new ones to use for thrift decor, because it's one of my favorite things to use. Also, use your Cricut. You can use stickers. It really doesn't matter what you use. It is strictly for inspiration, and I'm sure whatever you have on hand will work just fine. Here is another frame. I liked this one. This did have this like twine to hang pictures, these little dog prints, and obviously that's not something that I wanted. So I just cut that down, and I had this Farm Charm chalk couture. I'm really trying to update my decor after Easter, and I just usually sell all my stuff in a garage sale. And then the next year when I actually have to put up regular decor, I'm like, where's all this stuff that I used to like? But luckily, I can just make more. So this Farm Charm, this one is a pretty old stencil or a transfer, so I will see if they have it on chalk couture and link it for you guys. But if not, like I said, they have the cutest Farmhouse stuff now. And my favorite part about doing chalk couture is when I am finished with this part and I peel off that transfer on anything, and it always just looks so good. Sometimes it doesn't always go the way you want, but honestly, I would say 85% of the time, it always looks crisp and perfect. And this is what it looks like when it's done, and it only took a few minutes to put together. I found this larger galvanized bucket. It was $3.29, but with that Goodwill outlet pricing, it was only $1.29. And I'm just grabbing some of this rope I had on hand. This is actually from Temu, and I decided to go ahead and use it. It doesn't really match, or it's not the size of any of my other ropes that I have on hand. So I figured we might as well use as much as possible. And I just twisted and started gluing sections for the top just to make sure it would stay secure. You can see there it was not, so I'm like, okay, this needs some glue here. And then that's just kind of how I put the rope on, so I didn't add glue to every section, just what I thought was necessary. This part did not go the way I wanted it to. I had some wood beads, so I was going to try to make like a garland and wrap it around the galvanized bin, but the twine that I used was not holding on tight no matter how many times I double knotted this thing. It was just not working out. I wanted to stick it around and make like some like beads around the edge of the galvanized bin, but I'm like, okay, I'm just made this. We're going to have to do something with it. So I just kind of like braided the ends and just kind of stuck half of it into the galvanized bin and then half out. And we'll just go with that for now. I know I can use this beaded garland for absolutely anything, so it definitely isn't going to stay here. But I'm like, it has to go in the video. I took so much time out on this one. You guys, that is it for the video. If you liked it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, I would love if you consider sticking around and subscribing. subscribing. I hope you guys love thrift makeovers as much as I love doing them. I hope that it shows, and I will be making so many more very, very soon. But that is it, you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye!